And we saw that the numbers weren't going down, they were going up. We just decided at some point we had to make the right decision. And we couldn't possibly hold an event where thousands of people show up and you really can't socially distance and then become a super spreader event. It just wasn't what Kids Day is about. You know, we're about a family, fun, safe environment. And to hold an event such as that when major businesses such as the NFL and the Major League Baseball and schools were closing and such, it just didn't, it wasn't the right thing to do to hold our event. It was a tough decision. We didn't want to have to make that decision. It's the first time in the history we've canceled the whole event even before it started. So, but we made the right decision. And we had a couple emergency meetings right off the bat, and we voted to not have it.
So that was last year.
Yep.
This year, let's take the opposite look. The mayor of Attleboro, Paul Heroux, announced, I think 3-4 months ago, that there would be no fireworks on July 4th due to COVID. There must have been a point you guys were wondering, we need to make a decision by such and such a date.
Yeah, exactly, Peter. It was tough because when he made that decision, that kind of almost, for lack of a better term, sealed the deal for us. Because if Attleboro's not going to have their fireworks due to the pandemic, still, you know, the restrictions hadn't changed at that point, how are we going to hold our event? Which, you know, no offense to Attleboro, but it's a bigger event. We have 4 days. Yeah. They had one night of fireworks, so it didn't make sense for us, and so we started having a couple meetings, and prior to us just having our, I want to say our second meeting, we had the restrictions, we knew the restrictions were going to start to be lifted. So we held out a little longer, and we put it right down to the wire. This is going to be, it's going to be a good year, but we're under the, you know, we're hustling to get things together right now, and it'll work, but you know, right before our second meeting, the restrictions started lifting, and we decided let's go for it.
You mentioned Attleboro and the fact that it is only one night, but they contract with the company that actually puts on the fireworks. There's the police union, firefighters as well, that have to step up and help to make sure crowd control, streets are blocked off, etc. You guys not only have to deal with that, but you also have to deal with the vendor that comes in with all the rides that makes Kids Day so special.
Absolutely, and that was one of the deciding factors. Fiesta Shows came to us, you know, so let me back up, but we obviously work closely with the Board of Health on a regular basis, not just during a pandemic, but we work very closely with the Board of Health on this, and Anne-Marie Fleming, and she's been great, you know, great resource to us, and we kind of go on what she says for the most part. At that point, and before the second meeting, we were pretty much going to call it, and then, like I said, the restrictions started to lift, and we came back around. We worked with her, and Fiesta Shows came to us, and they showed us that their sanitization system was pretty state-of-the-art. From what I understand, I didn't get to see it firsthand, but some of our committee members did, along with the Board of Health. They came down and spoke to us, and from what I understand, it's pretty top-notch, and they spared no expense. They just went ahead and did what they had to do to keep the rides clean and safe.